In a world of zero bacteria.
Probably. We would all starve. Hi, folks. I'm Neil of Anchor Ranch Farm in beautiful Scio, Oregon. Today, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're doing here at Anchor Ranch Farm besides raise really good food. You know, most of the time, most of us don't really think about how amazingly extractive the practice of modern farming is. You're taking plants off the land to feed us or other animals or to do something else. And that means that all the nutrients, all the organic matter that's in those plants is also leaving the land. Now, farmers can add synthetic fertilizers to help the plants grow, but soil ecology is a really complex system, and a synthetic fertilizer is just not going to add back all of the nutrients that are being extracted from the soil. So, okay, what if we use an organic method like compost? Well, that's great. With compost, you're taking nutrients from one place and then you're putting them in another place. So really we're just moving nutrients around. We're not adding anything. We're not regenerating overall. And the farmland that we're on here at Anchor Ranch Farm has been conventionally farmed for the past several decades with crops like wheat and oats and things like that. And the family that has farmed it lives just a few miles away, so they don't want to put anything poisonous into the groundwater. They don't want to do anything to destroy or deplete the place that they live. They care about the community. They care about the environment. They raise their kids here. Their kids raise their kids here. But even so, let me get a handful of soil here. Now, we're in Western Oregon, so it's not summer yet. It rained within the past week. But if I can get this up here, look at this. Can you see this? Can you see what's the soil here? I mean, I can just sprinkle it. It just crumbles apart like dust. I mean, there's no organic matter in here to speak of. And that's what happens if you just keep taking plant matter, keep taking nutrients out of the soil and moving them someplace else. Even if you're using a good, responsible mix of synthetic fertilizers. So what can we do? Well, a great way to add nutrients back to the soil, to regenerate the soil ecology and the soil health and nutrition, and what we're doing here at Anchor Ranch Farm, is to run animals on the system. And don't keep the animals in one place, but move them frequently, daily for us in the case of the chickens. So I'm here next to one of our chicken tractors. The chickens are growing really well. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but if I get down here, but here's where the chickens were yesterday, and then behind it is where they were the day before. And you don't have to go back too far to barely or not at all be able to see where there were chickens. The grass has already come back from the scratching and trampling that they did. Now, what's happening is when the animals are disturbing the vegetation and the soil and adding a little bit of extra nutrition through their manure, that actually prompts the plants to grow back even better, even faster. It prompts the plants to photosynthesize more, to do all that great stuff we learned about, hopefully, in high school with chlorophyll and the carbon cycle and carbon dioxide cycle. And through the disturbance of the animals, plus the addition of some nutrients in the form of the animal manure, we're actually prompting the plants to grow back even better than they would if we just left the system alone. So that's a way to really add nutrients to the soil, to practice regenerative agriculture. And that's what we're doing here at Anchor Ranch Farm. So I hope you find that interesting. Just remember that as a farmer, or as someone who likes to eat good food, through your practices, through your purchasing practices or your farming practices, you can support methods of doing this, of regenerating soil ecologies and regenerating what really is one of our most valuable resources, our soil health, our soil ecologies. And, right now we have chickens and pigs in another area. Really, I'd like to get some ruminant animals on here to really trample down the vegetation, really do some disturbance, and really add a whole lot of animal manure, and then let the area rest for a month, 6 months, however long it takes, till things come back even better than they were before. Again, that's regenerative grazing. That's regenerative agriculture. And you can support that as a consumer or as a farmer through your decisions. And I'm not saying that we need to get away entirely from growing cereal crops or crop farming. Our chickens eat a grain ration. So think about it this way. What if you ran animals in this method on a piece of land for a decade, more than that, 2 decades, however long it takes, until you regenerate a level of soil nutrition on what had been depleted land, and then you build up a bank of soil nutrients. You can move the animals someplace else where they're more needed, and for a few years anyway, grow some crops on that land using some of that bank of nutrition that you've added to the soil without having to bring in synthetic fertilizers, without having to take composted material from some other place that then is not going to have it. And through that holistic management approach, we can really practice not just sustainable, but regenerative agriculture that benefits our environment, that provides us with even better, tastier, healthier, more nutritious food. I hope that's interesting to you. I hope that's helpful. Until next time, I'm Neil of Anchor Ranch Farm. Peace be with you.